Well, with the country once again awash with the beautiful colours of bandanas, we're about to meet an incredible woman. Tina's son, Chris Collette, was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. Now, after 3 years of agonizing treatments and 2 relapses, he sadly passed away just 1 month before his 18th birthday. Now, Tina has since established the Sunflower Fund, which aims to educate and recruit a viable source of well-informed potential bone marrow stem cell donors who are ethnically diverse in an effort to save the lives of those needing a transplant when suffering from life-threatening blood disorders, and there are many. Joining us in the studio is Tina Botha, CEO of the Sunflower Foundation. And on the line, we are joined by Dr. Bukhosi Mtukushe, a lymphoma cancer sufferer. And I'm going to start with you, Doctor. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi.
Now, Dr. Bukhosi, I'm going to ask, well, first of all, I understand from the background that I've been able to get my hands on that your cancer is in remission.
Yes, currently it is in remission. But they're waiting for a bone marrow donor for me so that they can stay in permanent remission.
How do you wrap your head around the fact that you have literally a 1 in 100,000 chance of finding a suitable donor?
Well, it's not where one wants to be, but statistics are what they are, but hopefully there is one person out there who is a suitable donor for me.
How do you keep yourself motivated in saying that? You said the word hope a couple of times. Where do you find your hope, Doctor?
Excuse me, just say that again, please.
I was just saying that you've mentioned the word hope a couple of times. Where do you find your hope in an unbearable situation?
It's just by taking things every day and hoping that, people obviously get aware of what's happening regarding the whole situation with bone marrow transplant, and that they could come forward and be tested.
All right, Doctor, thank you so much for your time. We look forward to catching up again with you sometime soon. That was Dr. Bukhosi Mtukushe. Tina, thank you so much for joining us. And I can see you literally living the words as he speaks them. You obviously have a bit of background on his story, and he is not alone. The need to find suitable donors and to have a comprehensive and well-informed list of donors is vital.
It's absolutely vital. And currently the registry is about 75% white donors, and we desperately need to increase the ethnic diversity. We've got about 17% of black donors on the registry at the moment, made up of black, coloured and Asian population, and it's the racial thing is terribly important in this regard, because you're looking for your twin. If you have a twin brother or sister, that is your perfect match, and outside of that, there's a 1 in 4 chance that one of your brothers or sisters would match. But for 75% of our patients, they have to find what is called an unrelated matched donor on a registry.
Now, this brings into question, I saw tissue typing in all of the research that I did has become very much the buzzword, but this requires a financial contribution. If we're going to be taking our tests to that degree to make sure that we do have a comprehensive list, it needs backing.
No, absolutely. We used to, when donors come forward, we take a blood sample and that has to be sent for tissue typing, which is a test. We used to do it to an initial AB level, which only costs 250 Rand, but we've needed to increase it to a more advanced level because it gives the doctors a lot more information, and it also speeds up the search process when they're actually looking for a donor, which is critical. But that cost is 1,000 Rand per donor, which the Sunflower Fund is having to raise funds for.
So these guys amount to those tests being able to be conducted?
Yeah, the bandanas are absolutely critical to our whole being. It's our biggest fundraising campaign every year, and it's one in which every single individual can help, because with a lot of funding you require corporates to come forward or other organizations. In this way, every single man in the street can actually buy a bandana and know that they're making a difference.
Now, for your involvement, obviously the motivation is incredibly clear. How much did you know about the condition when your son was first diagnosed? You, yes, had a nursing background, but had you come into contact with any sort of blood-related disease, or how informed were you at that stage?
I actually knew absolutely nothing. I knew about leukemia, and I knew that it was life-threatening. I had not heard of a bone marrow transplant, so it was a whole new world that we were thrown into, of knowing that suddenly you needed a donor and where you'd find one, and just trying to get people to come forward. It's probably the most traumatic thing that any parent can go through, and any patient, knowing that your life depends on a donor, and knowing that possibly there's a donor out there somewhere, but they're not on the registry yet.
Right, so the motivation for us is also very clear. Go out there and make sure that you get yourself tested and put yourself onto that list if you are a suitable or viable donor. What advice do you have for the likes of the doctor that we've chatted to just a few moments ago, having had experience with this and in this field now for a while?
Look, what everybody did and what Chris did as well, it's so important just to take one day at a time. You have to live for each day and get through each day and keep chatting to people and trying to get as much awareness out there as possible. And on our side, we're doing as much as we can to get more awareness and recruit more donors.
All right, where can people go to find out or to make that connection?
Anyone wanting to become a donor can call our toll-free number on 0800 12 10 82. That operates weekdays between 9 and 4. And also our website has a lot of information, and that's www.sunflowerfund.org.za.
All right, thank you so much, and all the best of luck with this year's Bandanner Day.
Thank you.
I will adorn my bandana as soon as I leave studio. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Well, Tina Botha, CEO of the Sunflower Foundation. That toll-free number again, 0800 12 10 82, and sunflower at sunflowerfund.org.za. That is the email address to use. Now, coming up next, we'll be chatting to SAMA Award nominee pop singer Cofield Mundi, popularly known as Cofield. That's just after the break. Stick around.